Hey guys, I'm continuing on with the same thing as my last video. This time it's going to be when I was in year 9, which would make me 13, 14. I'm just guessing with the age because I honestly don't remember. And year 9 was quite bad for me because things got a lot worse, as in how I was getting bullied. I mean, I never got physically bullied, luckily, because if I did, I probably would have knocked someone out. Because I'm as small as I was back then, I knew how to handle myself in a fight. And basically, back when I was there, I was like physical. It wasn't physical. It was mentally and emotionally. Because there was this girl she was a good friend of mine from my group, as I mentioned last time. But she was a good friend. I mean, we had a lot in common, and I was getting close to her because we both had a lot of things in common, and it was just someone I could relate to. And because some people used to like call her names and everything, so it was something I could relate to. So I was talking to her, and but the thing is, this sounds weird, but she was actually going out with the same guy who was going out with the other woman from my last video. He was with someone new nearly all the time, but he was going out with her, and he didn't like me getting close to her because I was good friends with her. She was one of my best friends because I was able to talk to her about anything. Well, basically, I was able to talk to her, and he didn't like that because he considered me a threat. So that was it. He got the same person who was bit this woman. Not that that guy was a fat one, but the stocky one I mentioned last time. He got him to basically follow me home and give me a few words of advice to stay away. And I mean, it was in a back alley, and he got me from behind, and luckily he didn't start anything, like physically. But he gave me some warning to back off. I think I was year 9 anyway. It might have been year 10, I don't know. But it was random. It was sort of similar to Simon sort of thing. But I felt because back then I was like, I was sort of drawn away again, so I didn't have anyone to talk to again. And this may sound completely weird, but I sort of had a thing with another guy back then, but I wasn't out to myself yet, but I sort of had this thing with another guy. He was, I think, a year or two above me, I'm not too sure. But the thing is, he was blackmailing me if I didn't do whatever he wanted, he would out me. And that was very hard to deal with, because I was having to deal with just all normal stress with what was going on, and everything else that I was having done, like normal stuff that a normal kid goes through, stuff I was already going through, and then stuff I was getting put through even more, and then that. And it was hard for me to deal with, because I was like, why is it always me that has something like this happen to him? And it was hard because I was put through that stress of, oh God, what if he tells someone? What am I going to do? And that happened for about 15 months. He was blackmailing me, and I never said a word to anyone until now. Just now, I've never told anyone about it. And it was hard because I was stressed out that he would say something, because it was weird. I don't know why. It's just I was ashamed of it because of it, and I was getting bullied a lot more because it was sort of like they were getting to that age where they thought they could do whatever they wanted to me because I never stood up to them. So he did pretty much whatever they wanted, and it was quite hard because it was just like I was left out of things, and just people used to like ignore me. When I was even sitting there, they used to talk about me while I was there. But I used to listen to music all the time. I used to have that in because I knew what they were like. But what they didn't realise is I was hearing every single thing they said because I turned my volume down so I could hear, and they didn't realise. But some of the things they said, it was some of the hardest things I've had to deal with, because it's just like, what did I do? That I tried to help people, and this is what I got in return. And I mean, I helped one of them through a breakup, and he was bad with it, and I helped him through it because that's who I was. I wanted to help. No matter what people did to me, I wanted to help, and it was like, and then they were twisting things I would say, like, because they would start talking to me about another one of them, but then they would tell them what I said, but they were talking about them as well. So obviously they would come up to me like they were annoyed with them. So obviously, yeah, I'm trying to basically talk to them like it was, but I didn't want to agree. I wanted to agree with them just so they know that they're not alone in that sort of thing. But then they'd go back to that person and tell them every single thing I said, which I was just agreeing with what they said, but they never said that. And just knowing that, I couldn't tell anyone anything because I didn't know who I could trust. I mean, I couldn't tell anyone nothing throughout my time in school because I knew one way or another it would end up getting spread around to everyone, because that's what people used to do. They used to spread everything about. Anything I told anyone, everyone knew about it within a couple of days because they didn't care. And it's just hard knowing that I'm going through a lot of crap. I needed someone to talk to, but I couldn't talk to anyone about it because if they knew what I was going through, then they just make it worse for me. And just knowing I've got no one to talk to, with no one there to support me, it was hard because it's just that's quite a lot. That's why I tried to kill myself in Year 9 as well. But I tried to drown myself because I knew that it wouldn't leave a trace if I failed. Because there would be no marks on me, there would be no scratches, no cuts, no nothing. It's just that no one would have known, and that was hard to go through. It's just because I wanted to escape from everything, and I couldn't tell none of my family what was going on because there was a lot of family issues going on at the time. And I didn't want to trouble people. I didn't really when I went online. I didn't really talk to anyone. I didn't really go on like chat rooms or anything like that, just because I wasn't. I used to think that if I told someone online something, it'd be them. I'd be telling them. I used to think that everyone I met online was them, so I never used to tell no one anything about it until a couple of months ago. That's when I started properly talking about it, and it's one of the best things I've done is to actually talk about it, and I'm happy I did because I've actually been able to talk and get things off my chest, and the best thing is people are actually listening to me, and it's just knowing that someone somewhere will listen is a good thing. It's just back then I didn't know that, and I tried, like I said, I tried to drown myself. That was the only time I tried to do anything in Year 9. But I used to make people feel like there was nothing anyone could do for me, and because I thought that was it. I was lost cause. I was going to die, and I was going to die soon. And I used to block people out of my life, and I tried with everyone else, but I couldn't do that because it's just, I don't know why. It's just they weren't letting me, sort of thing, and it's just it was hard. One of the hardest things I had to go through, and Year 9 as well as Year 8 wasn't that bad as what else went on. It's just normal stuff which I went through last video, and just because I was never like the smartest or anything like that. I wasn't never the smartest kid or anything like that, but people used to play on that because they knew some things I couldn't do. Just I couldn't do it because I never knew about it or anything. But they used to play on that. They used to make me like, try and make me do stuff I never knew, and then if I failed, they'd take the piss out of me or something like that. They would intentionally set me up to fail, and that was hard. I mean, towards the end of the year, I tried to distance myself from them, and I managed to, but but then I started to talk to someone else, and then they got in with them lot, and then they dragged me back into it, and I didn't have the heart to tell them don't get involved with them. I just couldn't do it, and it's just having to go through that at 13. Some of it was at 14 as well. I mean, some people at 40 can't even deal with something like that, and I was having to deal with it from a very young age, and I know I could have handled it better. It's just I didn't know how, and the only way was an escape was death. That was the only way I knew to escape, and basically it's just been I've managed to slowly start coming out with exactly what happened, but I still haven't been able to confront any of them that did it to me because I just don't think I could do it, and it's just I managed to find 2 people who I could trust, and I sort of stuck with them throughout the entirety of what I had left for school, and they helped, but there was too much damage that had been done to be fixed at that point, and I was still going through a lot of crap as it was, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I distanced myself from them a lot towards the end, but they still managed to drag me down and make me feel like crap, and yeah, that's pretty much, it's pretty much the same as year 8. It's just year 10 and 11 is when it gets really bad, because that's when they really learn how to fuck with me, because I reacted. That's how they did it. I reacted to things, and they knew that they could push buttons. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.